What's going on? I want to start this video off with shout outs. I want to give a shout out to Hannah Baker, Blady Cryo, American Dad Fan, L Morgan TV, iFresh, A-Fresh, Ivorian Child, Zachary Maurice, Noah Ford, and Mercedes Igus, Sagi. I want to say I'm pronouncing it right. If I'm effing up y'all names, my bad. Dana Fuda, Reality Explosion, and L Morgan TV again for leaving another message. A few things. I agree. Everybody was fake. In this episode, I was shocked at how Maddie came at Ashley, even though I'm not a fan of Ashley. I thought she went a little too hard. What Bear did was not funny at all. If I was Kailah, that would have turned me off even more. Listen, thank y'all for leaving comments, and let's get into this review. What's going on, beautiful people? It's your boy here, Wesley from aconnectiontv.com and AConnectionTV here on YouTube, the two places on the World Wide Web where we actually adopt similar connections despite our differences, and welcome to my channel. I need y'all to do me a solid. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at AConnectionTV, and also follow aconnectiontv.com, aka watch actv.com. It's the one site that I'm truly working hard to make it a bigger and better thing. The more subscribers that we are able to get, the better we are able to produce, and the more we are able to produce, it's like my little miniature Netflix, and I'm loving it so much. Again, that is aconnectiontv.com, watch actv.com. We produce original scripted content and we upload it on a weekly basis. Now, season 35, Total Madness, episode 5, has a long freaking title. Break up with your boyfriend on board. What? Can we talk about it? So last week, Dee beat Ashley because of Wes, and everybody from the people that's on the show to the regular viewers like myself were all saying, oh, you know, it's not her fault if she doesn't know the show, and how could she have won, and so forth and so on. I don't care. That is what you would call a handicap, and because you've done 3 seasons now, you should know to be ready for anything, especially the memory games. And all of the memory games, or the intelligent comps, they always ask questions related to the reality shows the seasons prior. If you don't do your homework, you shouldn't be on the show. That's just how I feel about it, because it is what it is. I also want to make mention that, you know, a lot of people were talking about Bailey and how she got her information from, you know, Jenny next to her, or whatever the case may be, when she was doing the bomb challenge with CT. But no one ever really talked about the fact that CT received help from Nelson, and how Wes helped Dee get out of this freaking challenge. So I don't want to hear anything else about people getting help or whatever, and it's cool this day but not cool this day. It's not cool, period, I think. And quite honestly, because the challenge is the way that it is, it's to be expected, because people are going to try to win the $1 million or the money prize however they see fit. So at the end of the day, I don't think any rules should necessarily apply on how these people decide to play it. And don't pick and choose. I personally think that everybody should win fair and square, but that hasn't been the challenge in all 35 seasons. So I'm not going to expect one to do it and not the other. Dee comes back to the house thinking that she is like that ish. She is like savage. Like, she is just, you know, that it girl. And I'm like, you're not, though. You're not. Like, you know, it's one thing to be proud of making it to the end and proving people wrong, but it's another thing to win because someone completely helped you through to win the challenge. And so for me, like, you can't come back to the house like, yeah, I did that, and then go throwing Ashley's name on the floor like y'all aren't remotely cool. And you know, another thing that I really don't like about this stuff, it's like, not that I don't like it, but it's corny because it makes it feel so visceral and real when you watch it on TV. But then you see them, all of the contestants, doing like these live videos and like calling each other via Instagram live or whatever. And they're like butt buddies and besties. I'm just, like, you know what I'm saying? Like we're all cool, like we're all getting along. And you know, it was that one thing that Bailey said about CT, how, you know, CT was like, oh, I'm just acting right now, I'm putting on a front, but you know, I'm gonna let Swaggy get through. It's like, don't give me that. Like, one of the reasons why I love watching reality TV, aka the challenge, is because I be feeling like these are real feelings, real emotions that these people are going through, and it's not faking the funk. It makes me think about, you know, Ashley standing on the table. Is she doing that because that's her character, or she does that because that's truly authentically her? Bananas, is he an asshole because that's his character, or is he an asshole because he's an asshole in real life? Because my question is, how can these people be so cool with Bananas if he's not really an asshole in real life? Right. I'm over the faking of it all. Jenna calls Zach. They met on the challenge 6 years ago. Been on and off, but on for 2 years. She says Zach is depressed whenever he's alone. And clearly, in Jenna and Zach fashion, next week they're arguing because they're separated and Jenna's on the challenge and Zach isn't. When does this not happen? Is it fake? Is it rehearsed? Is this how he always is? I'm so confused because they've been on and off for 6 years, on for 2, and it seems like Zach always puts her through some bull crap on these freaking challenges and she stays with him. So is this a relationship, or are they really in a relationship? Like, what's real and what's not? Big T, Kailah, Bear, and Tori are playing the Ouija board, and Kailah likes his sense of humor and is vibing with him and is touchy-feely with him and acting like she really doesn't want him around. But, you know, everybody says that it's bound to happen. If you go onto the challenge in a relationship, forget your relationship outside because you're stuck in this house, no TV, no music, just each other. And if someone's throwing themselves on you and you find them to be remotely attractive, you're going to forget about the person that's at home. That's usually how it's been working. So Kailah trying to get away with it. Come on, sis, come on. Rogan comes on the screen saying that he wants to take out Jay and he wants to get rid of him because he kissed D, a girl that Rogan does not care about, and he got out CT. Okay, now you and CT are best friends. Okay. Wes is like working out with Nelson and Corey, and you know, everybody's doing their physical thing or whatever the case may be, which it really goes to show who actually works out and who doesn't from the way that everybody was running and the challenge coming up. But anyways, I digress. Corey does a lap around this weight and he pulls up the turf, and then Jordan says something about it. Now, looking at Swaggy and Bailey's review about it, they said that Jordan is the clean guy, which hasn't changed. Jordan's always cleaning up after people. He's always trying to micromanage people and get them to understand that they have to clean up after themselves or whatever the case may be. When you're in a house with 24, 26 people, you're not going to be able to run that. And so, for whatever reason, Jordan had a chip on his shoulder and he basically said something to Wes about make sure you've cleaned the turf or fixed the turf or whatever the case may be. Wes gets in his feelings, Jordan is his feelings. Wes goes over to Jordan and creates the spectacle, and it makes me wonder, like, was it for real? Was it fake? Like, what are we doing this for cameras? Do they not really like each other? Because I haven't seen Wes and Jordan do a live after the show, so maybe they really don't like each other. I don't know, but it's really hard to believe. It really, and I'm gonna tell you why it's really hard to believe. But anyways, they're arguing, and both Jordan and Wes are assholes. Both Jordan and Wes have spoken to women in a particular way that is not very becoming, and both Jordan and Wes think they're like the greatest thing since sliced bread. So it's two narcissistic kind of people going after each other about cleaning up or not cleaning up. And all I needed Jordan to do was to taunt me by putting this long ass sausage in my face, calling it his D. I don't know how Wes was able to allow that to fly, but that would not have flown with me. It just wouldn't have. It wouldn't have. Maybe if Jordan turned around and put his butt in my face, that might be a little different. But his junk, nah, I'm not here for it. I'm just not here for it. It just was looking really weird, and it was making no sense to me why they were even arguing about turf. But of course, everyone is cool with it because they're allowing all the heat and energy to go on those two and not themselves. The low blow that Wes said to Jordan, though, you will not talk to me the way you talk to your wife, I was like, ouch. I was like, yo, whoa. You know what I'm saying? But of course, people are like, you can't be personal, you can't be personal. Fuck all of that. It's reality TV. I could be as personal as I want to be. Jenna talks to Kailah about Bear, which I think is a good friend move, but reality is that Kailah is gonna do what Kailah wants to do. And you know, she tells Jenna that she's not gonna do anything. She has a boyfriend, she's gonna be cool. But come on, it's not like, for me, I feel like we would have known this about Kailah if Kailah would have stopped it by episode 2. But here we are, episode 5, and this dude is still persistently going after her. it's bound to happen. And Kailah is not telling him to stop. She's wanting the attention and loving the attention. It's horrible. Wes and D talk about Jordan. D says that Jordan is a D, and I'm confused because in the first set of episodes, you know, they had like this unofficial like understanding because they helped each other in the last season or whatever the case may be. But now we're coming back and D is a D. I mean, Jordan is a D. And Wes is wanting D to help him get Jordan out. And D's like, yeah, let's do it. Let's go ahead. Let's get him out. I'm cool with it. You cool with it? Okay. But you don't want to make no moves, start to create no waves. But I'm here for you. Let's go ahead and do it. I'm like, this is what they were saying that Ashley does, like flip-flop from one person to the next. Now, again, I don't know how serious the situation was between Jordan and D and Tori, but it is what it is, right? Bailey finally comes on my screen and I'm salivating at the mouth. I love you, Swaggy. I think you're dope. I love y'all marriage and all of that. But Bailey, when Bailey comes on the screen, she gives me what I need. I don't know what it is about my black women. I do know what it is. I love my black women. I do. I'm sorry. I just do. I love my black women, you know, I just love them. You know, between Anissa, Bailey, Kia, Dave Hood, you know, Big T with the boozy. I just like my black women. They so cool. Like, when they assert themselves and they are powerful and no one can talk to them just any old sorts of ways, like, I'm loving it. And so whenever I see Bailey come on screen, I'm just like, yay! I need a challenge. I need a challenge with Cam, Davon, and Bailey. That's what I need. Give me that. Give me that. The challenge is called Bomb Squad, and we have a team of 5. Team 1, Jay, West, Nani, Kailah, they got disqualified because Jay didn't read the first equation. Whack. Team 2, Bananas, Bear, D, and Tori, they got disqualified. Bear gave them the wrong number, gets the wrong number. Horrible, horrible. I actually wanted to see how Bear, Tori, and I wanted to see how that Team 2 would have done. I just wanted to see that. I actually wanted to see Team 1 too, because Nani and Kay, I just wanted to see that. Team 3, Maddie, Rogan, Big T, and Nelson. Now, they did it. They had it. They thought they had it, but Rogan gave the wrong numbers. But this is what I'm saying when you can tell that the fitness really, really helps, because the way Rogan ran down the road and the way Nelson ran down the road, it was a sight to see. Their form was awful. It was awesome. It was awesome. I loved it. You could tell who works out or who doesn't. Team 4, Casey, Josh, Swaggy, Jenny, they made the bomb explode. I like how Swaggy, you know, bigged himself up by saying he does day trade and numbers to him is like nothing. He got it. They moved. They ran. It was what it was. Team 5, Melissa, Bailey, Kyle, and Corey, they got through it, but Corey runs past the podium and doesn't put the sticks of dynamite or the sticks in the thing to blow up the dynamite. I thought that was hilarious. Team 6, you got Jordan, Jenna, Fessy, and Anissa. They completed it. They actually did pretty good. I love to see Anissa winning and bombing, doing a great job at these challenges. So shout out to Anissa. Swaggy team wins. Swaggy all day. Rest starts rallying people to put Jordan out. And I'm thinking to myself, isn't this like what you would consider, or what I would consider, a rookie move? Like trying to create waves and shift the house around episode 5. Like I don't understand it. And then like, who is Jordan gonna go up against to and lose to? Like really, who do we have that is gonna go up against Jordan outside of Jay and lose? Bananas talks to Wes and Nani overhears somewhat of their conversation, and Nani's like, y'all know I'm not slow. I know y'all plotting. And in my mind, I'm like, we on week 5 or episode 5, and y'all don't know that Wes and Bananas are team gang. Like y'all don't know that? When Bananas kissed Wes because Wes saved Bananas, y'all couldn't figure that out then. Now we're like, oh, I peep game. Come on now. We get to nominations and Wes votes for Kyle, which is kind of like a throwaway vote. Nelson says Bear because of the fire extinguisher, and that really made me ecstatic and excited because I want to know what happened that night. Because a lot of individuals are making it seem like, oh, it's fine, it wasn't a big deal. But clearly it was a big deal, and people were still butthurt about it because Nelson made mention of it in his post-confessional interview. And I thought that was boss, how Nelson was like, oh, I'm gonna put Bear up because of what he did, and I thought that was fire. foul. Spraying potential harmful chemicals and putting it on somebody is not a good look. Shout out to Nelson for doing that. He was the first and only person to actually come through and say Bear needs to go because he's a Neanderthal. So I appreciated Nelson for that, but I really would have loved to see the interaction between Nelson and Bear, or the men and Bear, because it seemed like only the women were defending themselves, and I couldn't understand that. Everyone ends up voting Jay, including Kailah. And Kailah, of course, loves Bear and wants Bear's company throughout the house, but she's not effing him, and she votes Jay. Jay gets upset, and rightfully so. Jay has been in the bottom twice and got 2 skulls, and it is what it is. Like, I would be pissed too. I don't understand how people are able to get through the house, coast to the house, be cool with people, and then they just continuously just throw you in, throw you in, throw you in, throw you in. It happened to Tori last season. Just throw you in, throw you in, throw you in. Tori and Jordan, throw in, throw in. Theo, throw in, throw in. Like, everybody just kept getting thrown in, thrown in, thrown in, and it's not cool. Even Theo wasn't even a rookie then, and he was just getting tossed in, tossed in, tossed in. So it happens. I guess Kailah said it happens to everyone. Whoever said that to Jay, it happens. It's the game. It happens to everyone. It's whack. It's really, really, really whack. Swaggy is mad for Jay. He calls everyone, Jay calls everyone fake. KC comes on the screen, and they do like the tribunal or whatever the case may be, and she's talking, and I'm lost because I'm like, why is she talking? Like, KC is doing exactly what she did on Big Brother, which is nothing. And I just hope that when we get to the last 3 episodes, she finally comes around like she did in Big Brother. The last couple in the comps, she finally came around and was winning because she's doing nothing. Every time she comes on my screen, I'm like, oh, she's there. Casey, Melissa, well, I guess Jenna's gonna be in it now, but Casey and Melissa, I never see them. Fessy, never see him. What are they doing? I don't know what they're doing. Are they on the show? Casey puts up Nelson's name because Nelson doesn't talk game with anybody. And, you know, Nelson comes into the room and he basically bigs up Corey and says, you know, Corey is my #1 and I'm not affiliated with anybody else. You know, I'm riding the wave and whoever got my back, I'll get their back. And I'm like, okay, cool. I thought it was interesting how Nelson was really gunning for Wes in his post-confessional, but they were all chilling like cool Ace Boone Coons at the club. One thing that's really interesting that Swaggy and Bailey said, Swaggy and Bailey are like besties with Wes and his wife. Where did that come from? I'm so confused as to how that came about and when did this start? Did this start when Swaggy was in Big Brother? Did they know each other before Big Brother? Like, how are we besties and we're not even seeing nothing emulated like that on the show? Nothing is emulated like, we don't even see Wes and Swaggy talk. Kailah is caught kissing Bear in the bathroom, and I was just really disgusted. I was really disgusted because I felt absolutely horrible for him because Bear gets his punk behind on the post-confessional and basically tells the boyfriend, whoever, like he says something like, whoever the boyfriend, Kailah's boyfriend is, sorry, but I'm taking your girlfriend, and like patronizes and taunts the guy on national TV, and that is just horrifying. I felt so bad for the dude. I don't know who the dude is, don't know if he's a public figure or whatever, or into social media or not. Maybe we'll never know, but I felt really, really bad for him. And the way Kailah kind of played it off, like, I messed up, but I didn't mess up, but I messed up, but I didn't mess up. It's like corny, it's corny, and it sucks because, you know, if and I'm saying only all of this, only if they were truly like in a committed, heartfelt, I love you type of relationship. It sucks for the person on the receiving end that has to watch this punk dude taunt him on national TV because he kisses, like, that's crazy to me. And the lack of respect is just insane. Wes and the tribunal meeting, can we talk about it real quick? Wes is so freaking cocky and I love it. Like, Wes, I would take Wes any day over Bananas any day, watching him on a challenge, because the way he talks, the way he carries himself, the way he prances around like he's that guy is so much more entertaining than the pompous attitude of Bananas. And I would take it all day, any day. Jordan, Bananas, and Wes. I would take Wes first, Jordan second, and then Bananas last. All day, a day. The way he got up on, he was in that chair and started brushing his beard. And then when he played the fuck out of Josh, and Josh, the way they edited it, I don't know what Josh was saying, but like everybody else's face was dumbfounded. Like, you really gonna let this dude talk to you like that? I'm so confused. Even Swaggy was like, how you letting this dude talk to you like that, but you not putting him in? I don't know, but Wes bodied Josh, and I was here for all of it. I kept rewinding it like 80 times. I rewind it. Wes says, I go for people that I can beat that can beat me in a final. Wes says, no, it is not an us thing. It is not an us thing. It's you against me, but this is not a thing here. When I tell you, everything that Wes said to Josh completely went over Josh's head, and I was so lost by it because Josh makes it seem like he's this and he's that and he one big brother, and he's just completely lost at how this Wes just completely annihilated him in his own tribunal meeting. When Wes said, I'm not here to get rid of the worst player here, I said, what? Are we serious right now? I couldn't handle it. I couldn't handle it. Wes is a pure DICK, and it is what it is. And Josh still thinks that he has power and he's that guy and he's that player. And just because he ransacked Wes and said his name or whatever the case, what are we talking about right here? What are we talking about right now? Come on, Josh. Come on. So like, Jay calls out Rogan, tells him to come down. Everybody puts Rogan in. I'm sorry, Rogan is big, buff, and muscular, and Jay is a regular man body. And the way that Rogan bodied Jay was just not cool. Not cool at all. The way he forced him into the sand, the way he smashed his face into the sand, and you can just tell, like, it looked like his whole shoulder was limp. And I'm surprised because honestly, like, the way he lifted homeboy up, like, I don't understand why people go limp like this and just allow their limbs. Like, if you get hoisted up like this, curl yourself in and protect your body, son. Like, what are we doing? You all like letting him flail you, and I couldn't understand that. I just couldn't understand that. And then why are you running at him directly? You know this dude is bigger than you. You better use your moves, wall climber. Like, use your moves, ricochet, turn, bob and weave. We're sitting there like walking him, let him run you up, and then he scoops you up. Like, what are we doing? Like, at that point when you get scooped up, throw the ball in the basket, scoop him up and say, no, it's not happening. I couldn't understand that. I really couldn't. Y'all leave y'all comments below and let me know what y'all think about that, because again, like I said, I'm tired of the fake crap. I love the challenge because it makes me feel like I'm really still watching reality TV. But when these people like Josh and Wes sit here and like Josh, let me not say Wes, Josh proclaims his unlike for Wes, and then he's kissing his ass in Wes's live. It is completely ridiculous. Completely ridiculous to me. I don't understand it. And how are Swaggy and Bailey besties with Wes and his wife, but we don't even see that at all? You know what I'm saying? And then who else was confusing? Like, all of these relationships are confusing because a lot of them walk away saying, oh, that's my boy. Oh, that's my boy. Oh, we're great. We're cool. We're cool. But it's like, I don't see that reflected at all. Like, even Maddie and Ashley, they're besties. Okay, like, I understand getting over something, but really, like, I don't know. Anyways, am I the only one tripping? Y'all let me know what y'all think. I love the challenge. I think the challenge is super dope. I thought last night's episode was super dope. But I'm telling you, Jordan's gonna be on my shit list just like Wes was on my shit list for how he spoke to Davon. And let me make this clear. I am not a Wes stan by no means. I will prefer him over Bananas. I prefer anybody over Bananas any day. But the way that Wes and Bananas and Jordan talk to women, it is just out of this world, completely disrespectful, and I'm not here for it. And I really hope that Bailey checks the hell out of Jordan for whatever happens, because apparently Bailey had to check Jordan during the nominations, which they didn't show, which I wish they would show. Like, I want to see this crap. You know, Bailey checked him during nominations because Jordan came left field towards Bailey, and Bailey apologized for whatever because she came out of character. But we already know Bailey is not the one to mess with. And I really want to see a situation where Swaggy defends and takes up for Bailey, and they going after somebody because they come, you know what I'm saying? But that's the kind of stuff that I want to see. Like, I want to see the real stuff. But I'm not here for Jordan coming at Bailey next week. I'm here for Bailey cutting him down and let him know what it is. But I don't know. Y'all let me know what y'all thought about this particular episode. Leave your comments below. Who are you wanting to leave the show right now? And who do you think is going to make it to the final? Like, these men are punk asses. They're not going down, and I don't understand it. And Jay broke his arm for what? Like, we lost a good player. I feel Jay is a good player. And he breaks his arm off the strength of Rogan, who doesn't even give two about D. Really? Leave your comments below. Love you so much. Follow me again on Twitter and Instagram at AConnectionTV, and subscribe to watchactv.com, aka AConnectionTV.com. It's my version of what a Netflix should be by people that ain't got no money and still trying to be creative. Love y'all. Deuces. I know. You're not about to think about not subscribing to AConnectionTV.com. Copyrighted.